Well, we are in the month of July, and with that, we have a ton of young people from South Dakota that are headed to the National High School Finals Rodeo in Gillette, Wyoming. I've got two of them with me this morning, sisters, Addison and Kylie Wittnebel. Morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Correct me on my name if I'm wrong there, but how do you phonetically say your last name?
Whittnebel.
So, ladies, you are headed to the national finals for the first time. I wanted to start with you, Addison. You just recently graduated from Castlewood High School and really had to claw your way through those state finals, didn't come in with a lot of points and such. When the moment finally comes where the announcement is made or the scores come up that you're headed to the national finals, can you tell me what that feels like?
It feels about as good as it gets. I just got like everything, like all my blood is just pumping through me, smiling as much as I can, just kind of jumping up and down almost a little bit. I was just really super excited because, before, like, I never thought I'd be able to get there, and then it finally started to become more of a reality where I could have a chance. And then, like you said, I didn't come in with a lot of points, and so when I was able to do just enough to get there, it just felt really good.
Kylie, I wondered if you could kind of describe the moment, like when the scores come up, you finished third in the state, your sister climbed all the way back up to fourth. What happened? Was there a hug? Was there a family sharing of something? What actually happened when you found out you were both going?
So me and my mom and dad were sitting on the bleachers. We were gonna start watching goat tying and wait to hear if they were gonna announce who made it to nationals. And someone over in the other arena I think they were doing saddle bronc or bareback, one of the two, and someone got hurt. And so we were just waiting and we weren't hearing anything. So I told my mom to look online to see if they had it posted or not. And so she refreshed it and she pulled it up. And as soon as we saw both me and Addison's name, I screamed just a little bit, and I went and gave my mom a hug, and then I went and gave my dad a hug, and then I was gonna go and tell Addison, but then I got sidetracked to talking to other people, telling them, and she was already gone putting her horse away. So
Addison, how long of a time frame was that where you guys had to wait for that? And I can't imagine how excruciating that is to sit and wonder for that amount of time.
Oh yeah, I was definitely every 5 seconds, mom, do you think I can get in there? And I think there was a couple of events in between when we finally found out. So I'd say a good half hour. But yeah, that long to just sit and sit on edge the whole time. It's just
I've got a picture of your family up here right now. And I know you ladies had an older sister that was helpful. Tell me about your older sister and your mom and dad, who were also pretty involved in rodeo. And I'll start with you, Addison.
Yeah, so my mom is kind of like my coach. My dad, he's also there for encouragement. He helps out too. They're both kind of just our way of doing stuff. And, they're the reason that we can make it this far. And my sister, she was more helpful when I was younger to help push me, because I was like, oh, it'd be cool to be better than my big sister. So I was like, well, we'll start that. And it kind of started a little bit of sibling rivalry there. And yeah, that's just kind of what pushed me into it. And so I got competitive at a young age. And I think it just kind of
Kylie, I was reading a little bit about you the other day in another story, and you're the youngest of the three sisters, so you had not one but two people to look up. Tell me about the infancy of your rodeo days. It seems like you were playing in the stands and sitting in the bleachers and mimicking like you were getting ready to do it.
Yeah, I just remember always going to Addyson and Kylie rodeos when I was younger, and I'd sit in the stands with my parents, and I'd always have my little horses out with me, pretending to be doing rodeo.
Sure.
Because I wanted to be just like them.
So either one of you, but I'm the youngest child myself, and I see a young man in that photo with three older sisters. Who is that, and is he the toughest man in Castlewood right now?
Oh, he sure is. He's our brother, obviously, but he comes to the rodeos, he sticks it out. He's not too big into it. He's more in the dirt bike side of stuff. But he's our excellent videographer, so helps out so we can kind of see where we need to be too. So.
Kylie, I wanted to start with you, and as I visit with young people from across South Dakota, it seems like everyone has these great relationships with their horses. You guys are going in the pole bending competition. Tell me about your horse a little bit. How old is your horse, and how have you grown together this year?
My horse is 12 years old. I don't know. This year we definitely have gotten closer. We've definitely trusted each other more, especially when you get going really fast through the poles. You really have to trust your horse. And I know we've come a long ways from when we first started. Our end poles were awful. I know. So definitely me just learning how to ride her more or less and how she is to be ridden. We've definitely come a long ways this year, I'd say, I guess.
Tell me about your horse a little bit, Addison, and maybe some of the challenges and how you progressed through the year to make it to national finals.
Yeah, so I was actually starting out on a different horse. And then like a week before our first rodeo, her leg was swollen. So we were kind of like, all right, we'll just kind of stop there. And so I started riding my mom's horse, and she was just like fat as fat could be. So she was so out of shape. And so then we got to our first regional rodeo, and it wasn't horrible. So we were like keeping up with the times and stuff, although we were like tipping. So that's why we didn't come in with many points.
Right.
But yeah, we really grew together, and she's just got like such a sweet personality, and she really wants to do well. So it's just really fun to ride her.
Did For the mere mortals, those of us that aren't capable of doing high level rodeo events, how hard is it to switch horses and work with a horse that is just in your first year of working together like that? How do you make that happen?
I guess, it really is hard because they ride completely different. So the habits you have built up, you have to like correct and stuff. So like my other horse, she was a little more like, I don't know, I had to use my hands a little bit more than this other one. So then that was kind of a problem for us, because then I was like, because when you use your hands, like it's with the reins and the bit, so that's in their face a little more. And she doesn't like it as much. So then I had to move to like more just like using my feet and just kind of letting my hands go. And that was a little hard for me, because I like when I panic or whatever, I just kind of go back to what I know. So I just kind of pull up. But like, yeah, so I figured that out, correct that right away. It took a lot of time, but we got it down.
So I want to ask you both of this, and I'm going to start with Kylie on this. But when you head to the national finals, you're representing South Dakota, and also your hometown of Castlewood. Like, how do you feel, or how do you think it's going to feel to be representing South Dakota and Castlewood?
I think it's going to be feeling pretty great. I mean, not many people get to do it, and we're both from a small town of a population like 700 people, and there's like no one in our school that rodeos. We have like 5 people on our rodeo team, and to be one of the people that gets to go to nationals out of the whole entire state, I just think that's awesome. I mean, very rare, I'd say, in this case. I don't know.
And how about you, Addison?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm trying not to like be like, oh, all this pressure. So I'm kind of just like, we're going there, we're having fun. That's great. And I'm super excited for it. And I'm just ready to show the world what Castlewood can bring. But yeah, I'm pretty excited.
So, I mean, it's pretty rare to have siblings qualify for an event at the same time going to the nationals like this, and especially in pole bending. I'm going to start with you, Addison. What are some of the things that you have to do to be a good pole bending rider?
Well, you really got to just go down to the basics all the time and just stick with the slow work and the fundamentals, because as much fun as it is to go fast all the time, it's not beneficial for you or the horse, because you have to build that muscle memory. You have to get that new habits built and make sure you're perfecting it so that way when you do go fast, it's just smooth.
I'm going to stay with you, Addison, but in visiting with your mom, you have your career plans kind of planned out. You spent some time as a rodeo queen in the road in the 4-H ranks and stuff. Tell folks what you're going to be doing this fall.
So this fall, I'm going to attend Lake Area for cosmetology, which kind of surprises a lot of people because it's a complete flop of like the rodeo world. But as a rodeo queen, I kind of got to play around with my hair and makeup a little bit, and I really discovered that I really enjoyed doing that. And I think it'd be cool to be able to do that with other people and help them feel more confident in themselves like that.
So Kylie, you've got a couple years left. I'm not putting you on the spot to say what is in your future for college and stuff like that. But kind of what's in your future? What are you kind of thinking about heading into your junior year at Castlewood?
I don't know, I guess. I'll I plan to continue to high school rodeo and 4-H rodeo during the summer and just doing all sorts of stuff, anything and everything I can do to stay competitive and keep active in rodeo and riding horse all the time as much as I can. And
Okay, well, ladies, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank you for your time, first of all, and good luck at the nationals. It's awesome to see a couple young ladies from Castlewood, and really cool that not that many kids in your area are into rodeo and you're going to the national finals. So good luck with you the rest of the season.
Kylie had a horse injury, which I think would be kind of cool for her to talk about too. But